busana. Oh mama, nawo tsetsa munde konzari, tela mama kambanza kandi tsiari. Oh mama, nawo tsetsa munde konzari, tela mama kambanza kandi tela mama kambanza kandi tela mama kambanza kandi tela mama kinzimbikini mwana tela mama kinzimbikini mwana busana.
Salama, salama, benabito. My name is Mikhael Massa. Greetings. Welcome, welcome. We are at war. And that's why we have to bring the warriors out. And today we will talk about Southern Africa. I'm supposed to make 2 or 3 parts of it. I have a big problem with YouTube because there are certain movies they do not want me to show. They are always deleting these videos, and I will try to combine this again. Now, Kembo to Tanzania, Mazulu, welcome. Bantu family, welcome. Now, let us go a little bit deeper into some things here, because before we start to reveal who the South Africans are and what they represent and what they will do later, and the Southern African country, what it means to us, you know, because everything is prepared here. I will make 2 parts of the movie, and I also will make a new part of the movie King Solomon's Mines. Yeah, King Solomon's Mines. And in King Solomon's Mines, everyone will understand that the Europeans really know where the biblical Israel is. And this movie, King Solomon's Mines, is forbidden in America. And that's why I will try to upload it on Facebook and on my web page. Maybe then, because you can't show certain things, but I will also try to show you now certain things. Okay, it can be that this movie then will be banned, so that I have to take this, so that I have to take this movie out. But the people that are online now will see it, and I'm also here. If you see it here, I'm already preparing some movies. So I will upload them on another place, on another platform. Now, let's go to, let's go to, let us hear a little bit what these people here will talk about. Now.
Lately, can't sleep nights, wakes up screaming, dreams about him wandering in the jungle, that sort of thing.
Surely he must have made other inquiries.
I was able to establish that he headed north and west toward the Kalawana country in the dark area.
The Kalawana country? Oh, there you have it. How would you proceed? The Kalawana country lies there. We'd have great difficulty getting even that far. Then where would you go? Thousands and thousands of square miles where no white man has ever been, and even the natives are afraid to go. In which direction would you begin? We have a map.
So, thousands of miles where no white man was, and they are searching for the King Solomon's inhabitants and mines. So it's heavy, you know, what you hear, what they're talking about, you know. If you hear that, then you will already, it will make click. You will directly will understand no King Solomon in the Middle East, you know. No.
Country. Oh, there you have it. How would you proceed? The Kalawana country lies there. We'd have great difficulty getting even that far. Then where would you go? Thousands and thousands of square miles where no white man has ever been, even the natives are afraid to go. In which direction would you begin?
We have a map.
A map.
Henry's last letter was addressed to me. In it, he enclosed a copy of the map that he intended to follow.
There are no maps. There isn't a native village or a river recorded beyond the Kalawana region.
Now, it's like it's written in the scriptures. We will go to an unexplored place. This is where the Most High will put us. Yeah, there should we dwell, you know. And it is recorded. Now,
King Solomon's Mines. A Flying Dutchman. Captain Kidd's treasure.
All right. Perhaps there is no diamond mine. But his letter was addressed to me. In it, he enclosed a copy of the map that he intended to follow.
There are no maps. There isn't a native village or a river recorded beyond the Kalawana region. This sort of thing is constantly being peddled to greenhorns from Timbuktu to Johannesburg.
from where?
Right. Henry said he bought the original of the map to King Solomon's Mines from an Arab trader who claimed it was 400 years old.
Arab traders 400 years old. Then King Solomon's Mines from Timbuktu to Johannesburg. Nice.
Fish, desert, water, white twins. King Solomon's Mines. A Flying Dutchman. Captain Kidd's treasure.
All right.
And why do we say Captain Kidd? Captain Kidd was a seaman. Captain Kidd because Africa is also called Atlantis. Captain Kidd's treasures. Now, very, very powerful. The thing is here that we are here now. We want to learn and to see what the Tanzambi has hide from the intellects. Because he said, where is the wise man? He said that his wisdom and his intellect is not like this from man. You know, there's people that think they are wise, but they have already lost. You know, and the Tanzambi is our refuge. You know?
Someone expendable. Someone who knows the island inside and out. Someone who's smart but still naive. Someone who idolizes me, has recently hit rock bottom, and will now do just about anything I ask.
Where are we gonna find someone so desperate?
I think we are.
So this is it. So we have a lot of people that does not understand that we many people lying to us, you know, and it is time to wake up. It is time to opening now the books and to understand the secrets behind all the lies. And Southern Africa is a big part. It's historical. That's why you saw also, you can see that still today they have white people over there to control them, but it's all over the southern sub-Saharan Africa. We are coming to that soon. Before we come to that, let's go to the intro, and I hope you will enjoy this movie, and I think YouTube will taking it out, but there's no problem. I am about to prepare 4 other movies about this, just to show you that the things are very clear. We have someone, he called himself Truth Unveiled. He has made a video also about Southern Africa. I was very buff because I was preaching many years before that sub-Saharan Africa is Israel. But then the young man Truth Unveiled has also made a video about Southern Africa, that this Southern Africa is Israel, and I was like, yes, nice that he did it, because it's very important to show our people where the biblical Israel is. So now,
sediwa mutuyo wakelela mazambi yetu weneni kutena oso kidi keke kaleka sediwa mutuyo wakelela mazambi yetu weneni kutena oso kidi keke kaleka.
Salama benabeto, bena isolele, bena nzambi, bena zulu, betwabi luvuvamu, the house of Yah. Now, like I've told you, I'm supposed to make a movie about the King Solomon's Mines. The King Solomon's Mines, you can find it in the sub-Saharan Africa on the west side of the Nile River. Okay, on the west side of the Nile River, it means the kingdom of Congo up to the southern part of Namibia. You will find Bathsheba, the tribe of Jad, and all these things, and I'm making a perfect movie to that. So I do not want the YouTube to ban this complete movie here, so I will not show more movies about them, but I will go directly to the revelations in the scriptures. Now, I put Botswana also inside of this. Like I told you, the revelation of the Ruach is different than the revelations of the word. Thinking that was the word many people thinks. If you go to Botswana, you will see it is in the Hebrew word tsanan, tsanan. This means also house of the herds in Micah 1 verse 10. Botswana is the country in Africa where the number of cows exceeds as by chance that the human population. And there you have Galgadi, the city. So I always like to prove these things, you know. Now let me hear. This is Timbuktu, by the way. I think many people does not know where Timbuktu is. Timbuktu is in Mali. Okay, that's why he said from Timbuktu to Johannesburg from an Arab trader. So my movie is finished. This movie is about Jad, that Southern Africa is Jad. I will upload it soon. Now, let me go back to the work. Now, that's why Arab trader. You can even see here a mosque, Sidi Jahi Mosque. So, if we talk about Timbuktu, we are talking about Mali. Mali is in Africa. Okay, everyone knows the book From Babylon to Timbuktu. Now, we fled. Let me make, the map is coming. Oh yes. Here is Mali. It's the desert. Okay? Now, all the way 400 years in this desert, some of us to Nigeria, Guinea Delta, Ghana, some of us to pass this way right here, Ethiopia, downwards Mozambique, Lemba. We all called ourselves Lemba, by the way. Lemba means not the Lemba people here only. Lemba, it means the people of God. So all of the people Benabetu are Lembas. The chief priests, like the Levites, they call themselves mostly Lemba people. Now, yes. So from here, Mali to Southern Africa, okay? Now, these are the lands that the Most High gave Abraham, you know? So now, let us go back to the scriptures. As you could see, we have here a city named Gal Gadi, that comes from Gala Gadi Si Mogadishu. Galad. Then you have Gadi as well. Like Gilgad. Then you have another cities like Ngwatu, Nganzi. And these are all the cities in Botswana that you can find in the scriptures. Let me go to the scriptures to prove it. Before we come into another facts and the war that is going on around sub-Saharan Africa in the region of Southern Africa. First, we want to learn. You want to see this, all this in the Bible, that we are right here. So Numbers 26 and 29. The sons of Joseph, according to their clans, Manasseh and Ephraim, the sons of Manasseh, of Mashir, the clan of the Mashirites, and Mashir was the father of Gilead. So you have it here, and if you go to our book, then you have them here. You see, Gilead. So Galad. It's also today a city in the Botswana. This is how you break down things, okay? So, see, Southern Africa, Galad. I can write Botswana, it's no problem. Here it is. Galad city in Botswana. Now, the thing is that you will find also the Ngwatu comes from Ngui or Ngui Gisha. This means that Guishin, like a spring. It's also a city that is mentioned in the scriptures. You have to know that most of our people, they had names. All of them lived here. The most of the kings and the most Manasseh, all of them, they lived here. All of these tribes, they lived here. And you will see it in the special movie that I will make. And they fought each other. Okay? They fought each other. I think, I hope we will come to that today. Just to show you that it can't be that the story of here, this is mystique, it's not the truth. You have to be there where the tribes was. They fought each other, tribes against tribe. You have to, this is even in the time of King David. I will come to the stories. I will do my best to show you this thing step by step, because if not, I will come to confusion. Now, Southern Africa, then several names, places in Southern Africa marks as present of English and German settlers, because we had the Dutch. Let me show you fast if I have something here where I can prove this. So now, okay, here.
The first British settlers quickly acquire a taste for American tobacco and export large shipments to Europe. To satisfy such high demand, settlers build immense plantations. Growing sugar becomes a business on the same scale as tobacco. The new monocultures cover entire landscapes. For this sole purpose, some 10 million Africans are transported to America, enslaved to cultivate luxury items for Americans and Europeans.
Because of the rapid depopulation of the Americas owing to disease, Europeans faced a shortage of labor in their effort to exploit the resources of the New World, particularly to exploit the soil. So the Europeans, first the Portuguese and then the Dutch, and then eventually the English, imported slaves from West Africa to cultivate sugar in the Caribbean and Brazil, tobacco in Virginia, rice in South Carolina, and by the 19th century in mainland North America, cotton. It's no exaggeration to say that...
So they came from the western border of Africa to North America to go to work. The Dutch, you see, the German, the English, these are the people. These are the Portuguese, and that's why you see that you will find in the Southern Africa, Jerusalem, you will find Beersheba, you will find many different names in the scriptures. You can find it in the Southern Africa. It's because you had many Europeans that targeting Southern Africa. So you have the Zulu. Zulu comes from the Hebrew word hul, so meaning is sky or high. So heaven. Okay? Kuzulu Kwadise. So Zulu, okay, Bena Zulu, you will find it in the First Chronicles 1 to 17. Then you have Inkaka, okay, a town by Joshua 19 and 15. You see? And also you have the Kosa, Johnny John, comes from the Hebrew word Kosa. Humata comes from the Hebrew word Humta, city of Judah, means city of Judah. In the book of Jude 15:54. You have Venda, then you have Soweto, you have Loseto. So you have a lot of countries in the Southern Africa that is in the scriptures. See? Now, why do we have to go to the Southern Africa and search for King Solomon's treasures? If you go to the Southern Africa and westward to the Kalahari Desert, Boom. Here's the Kalahari Desert. The Kalahari Desert is in the southern part of Africa, Namibia, Botswana, okay? Then you have here southern part of Africa around Angola, Zambia, and Congo. You see? Zimbabwe and all this southern part of Africa. This is here in this region. This is where the white people went to see where this children of Israel lives. That's why they fought people like this man right here, Nelson Mandela. They fought Nelson Mandela. He was arrested and imprisoned in 1962 and subsequently sentenced to life imprisonment for conspiring to overthrow the state following the Rivonia trial. Mandela became an elder statesman focused on combating poverty and HIV through the charitable Nelson Mandela Foundation. So Mandela fought for the right, but later he became himself a Freemason, because it's always the same. If you fight for the right, you have to know you have to fight till you die. And if you do not want to die, you will become the puppets of the slave master. What means not that the Southern African people are not strong. These are, we can say, one of the only, from in Sub-Sahara, one, if you go also to Angola tribe with Zingambanding, Zinganguvu, they fought also as well against the colonizers. But no one fought like the Zulus did, No one fought like the Zulus did, and that's why the Zulus are very, very special to us. And that's why you see they put HIV in they put HIV to Namibia, Angola, Southern Africa, and you can't find it so much in the western part of the country of Africa. Also, the violence that is going on in the sub-Saharan Africa is a different violence than the violence that goes on in western part or in the northeastern part of Africa, It's because we are the biblical Israelites. And most of the people does not even know what it means if someone tells you that you are the biblical Israelites. And now, let us read a little bit about entertainment. Entertainment, upon carefully watching antique movies like King Solomon's Mines, you can rip off some bits of the truth that mainstream theologians, historians, and even scientists will never reveal to the public. Now, in that movie, the author or producer, mastermind of this movie for the day knew very well that the Negro audience were not able to pick up the message, for Negroes are almost always in deep sleep. They love to slumber. But the Tanzania has brought over us a deep sleep. He has sealed your eyes, the prophets. He has covered your heads. Now, the ox knows his master, the donkey his owner, manager, but Israel does not know, my people do not understand. Now, also what is very, very important to know is that the Africa as well. We have to watch Africa. How big is Africa? You see, this is something that we have always to talk about it, because many people are confused. We have like 20 millions in Angola, and all this is Angola here. You see? So, you have here in the southern part, and you have everywhere in Africa, you have not so many people living there. You can put all the people from all around the globe and put them here in Africa, and they will live very, very good. So Africa is the biggest country on earth. But this is that what no one will tell you. They will tell you China, they will tell you Russia, because they don't count in Russia all the hills, and that you can't live over there. But Africa is free, and Africa is above. But this is that what the most people does not know. It is above. Now, Southern Africa. We had many people that came from Southern Africa, like Miriam Makeba, that has also struggled very much. And also you will see that in the movies that I will make. We will talk also about these actors a little bit and what these actors lived through. These actors lived a violent life, talked about and sang. All of them sang for us. Because of this, because of music, we are free today, because the slave master thought we should always sing for them. But the Most High is good, and he have always prepared a way how he can, if we are singing, how he can, also touch the heart of the Gentiles, so the Gentiles will become a little bit softer to us, because it's a gift. We brought all of the music to this planet. We will come to that soon after reading this part. Now, Tatanzambi, yes, Fumu Yambeto, I read your email carefully. Blessed the Holy Tatanzambi, Bisto Yabeto. May you give us wisdom to answer your questions. Congo son Luke 21:15. Indeed, you first promoted the book of Makaba. Also, the woman here's name is Miriam Makeba. Later on, you can also see the book of Maccabees. So, the gift, sharing, and attention from the Congo root Kaba, sharing, gotten from the verb Ngala Keba. This means danger. Makeba, or the Maccabe book, means sharing, okay, means also danger. Sharing danger, okay, very important to know. It's like be attention. That's why the book of Maccabees is very important, and they never can accept the book of Maccabees. Now, as the Bantu Jewish, Bangala Ephraimite, and the for me Southern African singer Miriam Makeba, then you have put in evidence that you wrongly believe to contradictions in our thesis, which leads us to think that there would be on your part some underlying or implicit questions for you. Now, our duty is to respond to the concern of our Isolé people by you, Yaabe, Mbote Salama. Now, let me explain these things. We will go now to understand why I put Miriam Makeba here. Now, Valley of the Dry Bones. Okay, we will come to that also tonight, I think. We'll talk about all these things. Because we were targeting Southern Africa now a little bit more. So you have here, this is the southern, if we talk about Southern Africa, we're talking about lower Ethiopia. Yeah, lower Ethiopia. So this is upper Ethiopia. Now, okay, so first we will talk about some tools. Now, Tatanzambi was great to opening us these kinds of things. So if you see here, these are some tumbas, so these are some tools that we have used to make music, and today you will see that all over the world people also using these kinds of things, Now, we will find also these kinds of instruments in the scriptures. Now, Dawidi, it's Psalms 151:2. My David's hands formed a musical instrument, and my fingers tuned a psaltery. This is what we call kunga, you know. Now, then we are dancing Kembo and glorifying Tatanzambi. This is why we have made all this music. And here in the Psalms is a genius of David, taught supernumeracy, composed when he fought in single combat with Goliath. I was small among my brethren, and youngest in my father's house, tended my father's sheep. This is Psalms 151 and 1. You see? So, now therefore, write ye this song for you and teach it the children of Israel. Put it in their mouth, that this song may be a witness for me against the children of Israel. You know? So, also you will see in Daniel 13 and 32, and thou didst deliver us into the hands of lawless enemies, most hateful forsakers, that Tatanzambi, and to an unjust king, at the most wicked in all the world. And that's why we took our instruments with us, and we started to play for others, you know, like Miriam Makeba, Lucky Dube, Peter Tosh. We have a lot of great singers, Bob Marley, that sang big old songs against the enemy, taught them who they are, you know. Bonnie M, you know, many, even Michael Jackson we can put it inside there, you know, people that have really sang for their life to unite, to unite white and blacks, because they could not say that white people directly are evil, so they wanted peace between us, big singers, you know, and because of this people, we today are free, you know. They did a big job. Music have changed a lot of things. Now, he said in 1 Kings 4:30-32, and Solomon's wisdom exceeded the wisdom of all the children of the east country, and all the wisdom of Egypt, for he was wiser than all men, and he spoke 3,000 proverbs in his songs, where 1,005. You know, now this is why we are so gifted with music, you know. And with that he began in his own language and sing psalms with a loud voice, and rushing onward upon Georgia's men, he put them to fight. This is 2 Maccabees 12:37. So the music and the instruments were coming back. Now, this is about King David and ancient Israel. I think this also I will put it to the other, because I will make one complete movie. So I want to show you in the movies that I will make why Southern Africa is so important. And this is where King David here in the western part of the Gihon Spring, so of the Nile River, where you find crocodiles, the Nilford, you know. Here in this region, up from here downwards, this is where Israel is. And I will show it to you really with all this what I have here, and you will see why. Also you will find out why Rwanda today is fighting Congo, you know. And you will see why Southern Africa went into war against in the Congo, in the war of Angola. Southern Africa also went in the war of Angola. Now, if you go to this page right here, to this thing here, Also, I think it can be that they will shut it down, but let me try. These are the Watutsi. Everyone knows who the Watutsi means. It's coming. Come on.
He says there's a lot of discontent here already. Carter, that's the old boy, some of the others are fed up with the present king. There's a civil war brewing.
With them both returning, it may come to a head.
Now, listen carefully what he will say.
I've seen them before. I've seen them before.
Where?
On the walls of Egyptian tombs, exactly such cattle.
She saw the cattle in Egyptian, in Egypt. This means it shows us all the way up that we came from this part here, from all the way up. We came from here and landed here. And this is where they have tried to search where the King Solomon dwelt. This is where they have started to make researches where King Solomon is. Now, if you see this photo right here, you will see that he's talking about the Watutsi. Let me go to this one here.
The old man said the Watusi came here from the north.
You see?
It could be Egypt.
The old man said that the Watutsi came from the north. This must be Egypt.
Came here from the north. The north could be Egypt.
The north could be Egypt. The Tutsi comes from the north. And the north must be Egypt. So, if you see that, you see this Rwandan, still today, these are their dances. Hathor as the royal goddess. Her name means house of horrors. Her image could take the form of a cow, a woman with cow's head, or a woman wearing the horns of a cow. And these are the dances still today. The thing is, you will find it in Botswana. You will find it all in the region of the east. You will find that some people they took even the names from the Nubians. Here, we have here what Hebrew Israelites had in common with Egyptians, Sudanese. Now, here's some things. Why the journalist John was inquiring about the Egyptian common history with Uganda and other East African countries. She was quite flabbergasted with some observations. Now, John, I saw a very beautiful lady here in Uganda that looks like Nefertiti, queen. Now, also witness alive a king fishing using the same tool and same technique as those seen home in stones carving. Another thing, so surprising, I caught a sight of the same kind of birds. Another thing, with our common history, Asian Egyptians are African people, Sudanese, of Kushite group. Some of our people are half Cushitic as well, mixing, kept Metta not himself. Our language are also enchained with Nubians. And here, that is what we have seen, the typical cows. That's why today someone asked me, do we have the other Nilotic Hebrew Israelites? I say, there are so many mixtures happens, so many, and we know that Abraham, Abraham, this man, he was not a typical Bantu. He must be a Nilotic. You see? So there are some things people must know. So now, it goes on and on. The cows again, longhorn cows, which cannot be alive in the current Egypt, confirmed to have seen before the time alive. Now we have here another one. Cows again, cows again. So the thing is, what this boils down to is that the Egyptian lady was greedy, inspired with what she saw in Uganda at the Nile upspur sites. She was convinced that ancient Egyptians were black-skinned, like those found the visited areas. What helped her to believe it beyond any doubt was a beautiful Ugandan lady who sent Nefertiti, similar Ugandan birds, fishing techniques and tools, which is perfectly exclusively upheld by authentic Egyptians. Lastly, but not last, she was excited with the longhorn cows, which are widely seen on nearly all major stone carving in Egypt. These kinds of cows are typical in so much that they are unique to the biblical Egyptians and certainly the Hebrew Israelites. Now, so why do I insist that the cows belongs exclusively to the Hebrew Israelites? The answer is here. When the Pharaoh calls you and asks, what is your occupation? Genesis 46 and 33. You should answer, your servants have tended livestock from our boyhood on, just as our fathers did. Then you will be allowed to settle in the region of Goshen, for all shepherds are distable to the Egyptians. Now, Pharaoh asked the brothers, what is your occupation? Your servants are shepherds. They replied to Pharaoh, just as your fathers were. You see? Now, conclusion. We have now seen that nearly all of the cows in Egypt belongs to Jacob's seeds. You may also start to think of why Joseph, Massa, and Beulah were mistaken as an Egyptian. Aren't you an Egyptian who started the revolt and led 4,000 terrorists out into the desert some into ago? Paul answered, I am a Jew from Tarsus in Sicilia, a citizen of ordinary city. Now, also Joseph recognized his brother. They did not recognize him, and he easily see that Egyptian Israelites are much alike. Another one, Massa, they answered, an Egyptian rescued us from the shepherds. He even drew water from us and watered the flock. So the thing is here that the Bantu people, they were captives in Egypt. And we took a lot of traditions and many we adopt many traditions and many customs from the Egyptians. That's why still today we are worshiping to Baal. Yeah, there is some. That's why still today, we are lost because we have the Egyptians' manners with us. What does not make us Egyptians? Because Tatanzambi said, "Go out of Egypt." Now, very nice. This one here I have to show you next time. This will be tonight. And the war as well. So I think I'm finished here. I will upload now the other movie about Southern Africa as well, that they are Jad. Yes, and if you see the movie is not uploaded, you have to know that I will upload it on my webpage or on my Facebook page so that you can watch the movie. Thank you very much. Let me check if we had some questions. I think not, because this was very short. Now, yes, our instruments, very, very important. Yeah, you will find it everywhere. Now, let me upload the movie so that you can watch the other movie as well. Then we will come tonight with the other movies about that is very important for us. Now, salama.